another road trip. I got some few errands to run, so I'll take you along with me today. Excuse me. And I'm back on this GoPro, so bear with me with the audio and all that, because I know I'm gonna be all over the place again. I needed my phone. I've been wanting to vlog, but I've been needing my phone, so I didn't want to go on this road trip with my phone recording, get me off train of thought, because I needed it. So here we go. I'm using the GoPro. So with that being said, I think I'm leaning more towards the Action 5 camera, or one of the DJI actions, just so I can get that external mic and, you know, have a flawless connection with my audio and my camera. Because even with my phone, I've noticed some of the audio on there. See, it's just the mic. I got a cheap mic. It's just a cheap lavalier mic you plug into your phone. So it's just a cheap mic. So I can't expect great audio. So that's why I'm leaning more towards that DJI action camera, so I can get the mic with it, if it comes with it. If not, I'll have to get it separate. But I did like recording with my phone. I do like recording with my phone. It's just easier doing the editing. It's just a lot easier. But like I said, I need my phone today, so I'm not gonna record with it. And then if I don't use the GoPro today, then I'm probably not gonna vlog. And this is another one of those, I don't know what to vlog about, so I'm just talking about the camera and my phone again. But actually, I know what to vlog about or talk about. I just looked down and I got this selfie stick now for this GoPro. I just picked this up the other day. It's just a cheap. It doesn't even go to it. I found it. It's in one of the boxes where I was going to in the garage, and I found the selfie stick. It's for a phone. It had a phone mount on there, so I put my GoPro mount on there. So I figured I would try it with that. But speaking of the selfie stick, Saturday we had a yard sale. So Sunday when I cleaned up, I had a lot of stuff left over. So I decided I'm gonna take it to Goodwill. So I went and dropped it off at Goodwill. And while I was at Goodwill, I went inside. I was like, I'll just have a look inside. And if you've been following me, you know I like to bargain shop, and I just like to find a good deal on something. So I walked in, and I was looking around, and I found another tripod, but this one was for my phone. So I thought, since I'm doing it with my phone, since I'm vlogging with my phone, I'll get it. You know, I already have enough. I have plenty of tripods. I have enough. I probably have like 4 or 5 tripods now. I went in, I got a tripod. They looked cool. It was real sleek. It just looks like one of those police batons. So it's just real sleek and discreet. And you open it up, and the where you put your phone, it pops out. It's real cool. Maybe I'll show you guys later. But I picked that tripod up, and my wife was with me, and she's like, another one? I was like, yeah. She was like, another one? I was like, yeah, look at this one. This one's cool. And this whatever. She's like, oh yeah, that one is pretty nice looking. Well, I got home, and I'm looking around at where I can set it up. I'm like, where can I set this tripod up? Because I want to make it easy, you know, just so I can pop my phone in and start recording and be ready to go. You know, where can I set this up? So as I'm looking around in the room, I look on my desk, and I have a phone mount on my desk already, and it's an arm system, so where, you know, the arm actuates and moves like the scissors, whatever. And I have that mounted on my desk already, and I remember moving that around a few times to get the perfect shot. In my eyes, my perfect shot. So I moved that around so many times until I finally, okay, this was a good spot for it, and I left it. So as I'm looking around for a spot for this tripod, I see my arm, the phone arm. I thought, well, I'll move that. And so I'm like, wait a minute. I stopped and I'm like, you already have this phone mount there for the same exact reason you're wanting to set up the tripod, to make it easy. Just pop in your phone, get your good angle, have it set up, ready to go. So that arm that I have works for that. I put my phone right in there and it works fine. Give me a second, I gotta do this. Changing things up today, actually. Not only am I gonna run a few errands, I'm gonna go have lunch with the wifey. So yeah, I'm gonna go have lunch with the wifey. Called her up, or she called me up and said, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Nothing." She's like, "You bored?" I said, "Always." She's like, "Why don't you come have lunch with me?" I said, "You know what? That's a good idea. I think I'll do that." So that's where I'm headed. Let's go, Riri. But back to what I was saying about the tripods and the gear. So there's a lot of gear that I have. Oh man, this is messing me all up. There's a lot of gear that I have that I really don't need, and I've heard a lot of you guys talk about what is it called, gear acquisition. I've heard you guys talk about gear acquisition, and I never really thought about it, you know, until I started looking around when I brought that tripod home, and I'm like, you know what, I have I have too many tripods just sitting there. So I have this small bag, this camera bag that I decided to use, or I should say a small bag that I decided to turn into a camera bag. And when I first started out, I was able to fit all my camera gear in there. You know, I didn't have much. And now it's like I have two bags. I have one for my phone camera and one for my GoPro. So when I got this new tripod home, I'm like, okay, where am I gonna put it? And then first I started to put it around my room where it'd be easy, and then I realized that's what my arm was for, that phone arm was for. That arm was playing for my phone. And as far as the GoPro goes, I don't use my GoPro inside the room when I'm recording in my room, so I just was worried about the phone mount. Well, then I started to say, okay, well, I'll put this in my other camera bag. I'll just put the new tripod in my camera bag, so when I travel or when I go somewhere, I'll have it ready to go. I opened that bag up, and there's already a tripod in there. There's actually 4 tripods in there. There was 2 tall ones. They're like 5 foot tall, whatever. And then I have the short ones that sit on your desk. The one that like wraps around something. It just wraps around things. I have one tiny one that sits just like, basically it's just a phone holder so you can watch your phone, but I've used it as a tripod, and I've used it like as a little selfie stick, because the grip on it's really nice for a selfie stick. But I can't use it in public because that one there, when you use it as a selfie stick and you hold it out, it actually looks like a gun. So I don't, because you close up the little legs to it, and it folds into one pole, and then it has the arm sticking out, but when you hold it, it looks like a gun. And then I have this one. This is another phone mount. This is the one I use in the car because it's got the little suction things, and I'm able to put it on the dashboard here, suction it to the dash, or if I have to put it on the window, or just to change my angle up. So as far as me wanting to keep it simple, I sure am getting ahead of myself with all this gear. You know, I have lights now, I have tripods, I have boom arms, I have external mics. I'm getting a little carried away, and I'm not even there yet. But I guess it's part of the process, and it's fun. You know, I talked about that in one of my other videos about when I have a hobby, I always go all out, or I should say I go all in. I go all in and I wanted all the gear for this or for that, or you know, when I was mountain biking or when I was biking, I wanted all the gear for that. Now that I'm doing videos, you know, it's like I want all this video gear, and I want this and I want that. And I act like the tripod's gonna change the way my camera looks. I act like the tripod's gonna change the way I do videos. I act like the tripod's gonna change the way you guys react to my videos. It's not. So I really like that camera or that tripod, and when I got that tripod, I thought to myself, well, that's really the only tripod I'll need now, because it holds my action camera and my phone at the same time. So win-win. And then if you close the legs up, you can use it as a selfie stick. So I was like, this is cool, you know, it's real cool. The handle, once you close the legs, it's bulky, but you know, I'm not saying I'm a big guy, but somebody my size, you know, it's easier to carry than one of these little selfie sticks, because these little selfie sticks, you know, the handle is small, so it's real skinny. So that tripod that I have that turns into a selfie stick, the grip is real, it's almost like a baseball bat, so it's got a real nice grip to it. It's a little bulky, but that's fine. I'd rather the comfort than the size. It's not heavy, so that's good. It's really not heavy at all. Alrighty, I'm on my way to see the wifey. Came and got the decided to stop by a place I haven't been to in years. When I was working, this used to be one of my lunch spots. It's called the Burger Shop on 27th Avenue in McDowell. Let me see. Let me take this off. Okay. Try to get this up. There's the Burger Shop. That was cute. All right, so that spot I used to, when I was working, I used to work down the street from here, about a mile or two away. And when I was in the office, I used to come here for lunch and, you know, grab a bite to eat. So being in the area just kind of brought back memories of my job, you know, when I was working. Brought back memories of when I was working, so I decided, you know, I'm gonna stop in and have a bite to eat. Well, not stop in and have a bite to eat. I'm gonna stop in and grab lunch so I can take it to the wifey. So I did. I called her up, talked to her on the phone, and said, "What do you feel like?" She says, "Whatever you bring me." Alrighty. So, like I said, I was in the area and I seen it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go there. And I'm getting pretty close to my wife's work, so I'm gonna pull this camera off again. It gets too dang hot in this windshield, so see you in a bit. Alright, just getting here back to the house, and I gotta park behind my truck. I'm gonna see how good I can get this. See how close I can get it. Let's see. I'm not even gonna cut this off. I'm not gonna move it. So let me see how good I am. Oops. Too much. Oops. That's better. Little bit of an indentation, but that's not bad. Back in the room. That camera died on me again, so I swear I can't win with none of my cameras. They either overheat or they're dying. But anyhow, check it out. See what I mean? Can't be out in public like this. Have my GoPro on here or my camera, whatever, because you can switch this out. This is what I was talking about. So you take this, you open it up, and it's a tripod, and this goes, tilts like that. So that's what I'd use. Too many. I have too many accessories now, and I still have the same type of videos. I have the same lights. I have the same all my videos look the same no matter how many tripods I have. So I gotta cut this shit out. This phone holder came with one of my tripods. This is the other one. My suction cup one. My GoPro tripod that also turns into a selfie stick or what have you. I got this one. I've hardly ever used that. This one, when you put the GoPro in here and you're walking around, it just makes too much noise. That's why I don't like the GoPro's audio. Then I have my face tracker. My face tracker, which is the phone mount, has the phone mount. So I wanted a different tripod for my phone, strictly for my phone. This is the one I was talking about. I just picked up. Was this looking? This one. It's supposed to have a remote. Well, remember I found it at Goodwill. It's missing. I didn't care though because I don't use the remotes anyways. But this one, what I liked about it is when you open it, the phone where you hold the phone lifts up automatic. See that? Then your phone goes in here. It also rotates. It also tilts. So when I seen this one, I liked it because it was sleek. I figured this one I can carry in my pocket. It's not as bulky as this one, although it's about the same size. It doesn't have all this extra stuff. See, and this one also has a remote where you can control your phone, whatever. So, but I don't use that one either. So although they're the same size, I like this one better. So I had those two. I have a gimbal. I have another tripod for whatever you want to attach it to. And then I have a bunch of GoPro mounts. I'm not going to take them all out. So it's just too much. I have too many. I have too many tripods. But when I went in there and I saw this one, I was like, you know what? I like that one. That one's cool. It feels nice. You know, it feels nice and it feels sturdy. It's not heavy, but it feels sturdy. You know, and then I just like the idea of it. Anyways, I just have to stop and minimize again. I have this arm right here. I'm not gonna move it around, but I'm gonna show you it right here. Kind of in this view. Oops. See, that's what I don't want to do. But anyways, so I have that arm. That's for my phone. That's what I mount my phone on when I'm recording in here. The GoPro right now, I'm still recording on the GoPro Hero 7. I have that just on my desk here, I have a stand. It's on my stand. So I think I'm good with accessories for now. Now I'm just gonna concentrate on making more videos. It's just another thing I wanted to talk about is, I guess, if that's even what it was called, gear acquisition or acquisitions. I'm not sure if I'm even comparing it to, if I'm using the right terms for it, but I do know that I'm buying too much equipment. I'm buying too many tripods. Basically, it's just tripods. The lights, I bought a few lights. I'm good with lights. Another just vlog about whatever. So that's gonna do it, I guess.